I'm Carson Leon, and I'm a cheerleader at Oklahoma State University.
I'm Brenna O'Toole, and I am a cheerleading coach at Oklahoma State.
I am Mac Ward. I'm a junior at Oklahoma State University.
I think that it's eventually going to become something bigger than it is now, but I think that there's still a lot of things to work out, and that people enjoy watching it a little bit more and understand it a little bit better than a regular competitive cheerleading squad. So I think that it will eventually have more of a fan base than a normal competitive cheerleading team.
Honestly, it's not as hard as like what we do competitively like in Daytona. So I mean, for schools that are smaller, I think it's like really cool, but for D1 schools, I feel like they should probably make some of the routines harder and stuff. But as of right now, just trying to create it as a sport, I think is pretty cool.
I would rather watch competitive cheer because I just think it's so much more action-packed, and all the teams have different routines. So the tumbling is harder, the stunts are harder, and you're not watching the same exact thing. Like, every team that goes is a different routine, and I just love that about competitive cheer. Even though it's harder to judge, it's so much more entertaining to watch.
So a couple weeks before the match, we talked to the UCO coach, and they were not prepared enough to compete the highest level, level 6. So they asked us if we would just refrain from calling that level, and so we agreed. And during the match, we did not call level 6, but then towards the end, we were definitely behind because they were so good at the other levels. So that definitely factored into us not winning against them, and also different counts and things like that that were not looked at closely enough by judges also factored into not winning against them. I think it just naturally lit a fire under them that we lost to somebody else, and then they were going to compete against OU, which is such a big rivalry. I think that they didn't really need much talking to go out there and do their job. I wasn't nervous because I know that my athletes are definitely competitors, and they will strive to do whatever they can to perform their best of their ability.
Bedlam Stunt was just a lot more fun because you're competing against a D1 school, and the fact that we won and pretty much killed them was pretty awesome. And I don't think any sports this year have really won Bedlam, so the fact that we won was pretty cool. When we called level 6 against OU, I guess they pretty much just hadn't been practicing it, and not only had they not been practicing it, but I don't think they were capable of actually doing the stunt.
If in a few years it gains enough support, I do see it under NCAA, but it might take more than 2 to 3 years for that to happen, and more universities are going to need to start recognizing it as a sport under the athletic department.
So I think my favorite part about Stunt the Sport is just the fact that they're trying to make cheerleading a sport.